Hey everybody, this is Anthony and Willie Moe coming at you again from A.W.O headquarters, as Willie Moe likes to say.
Now officially 18 years old.
The now 18-year-old Willie Moe.
Certified.
Coming at you with our next top 10 video. And today we're going to be doing our top 10 comic crossovers between DC and Marvel or different companies. Our top 10 crossover books will be coming right back at you right after this.
Woo!
We're back and we're ready to start our top 10, and just want to tell Willie Moe that I've enjoyed these top 10s. You know, the unique thing about our top 10s is most of them are done with one take. There's very little editing. Usually if I screw up, Willie Moe Brubaker over there tells me I screw up and we fix it. And if he screws up,
I guess I screw up.
I tell you and you fix it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, as we said, if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. Everyone has been doing such a good job with watching and commenting on our videos, and we really appreciate all the comments that we get, and we try to answer every comment that we get. And without any further ado, we'll start our top 10. Whose week is it to go first?
Mine.
You're supposed to keep up with this.
Mine, I'm pretty sure.
Yours?
I think
Okay.
you went first.
Well, you go first then, brother.
Alright, my number 5 is Uncanny X-Men and the new Teen Titans. Now, this was a cool comic book cover because this was a Marvel and DC type thing, which is a very big type of collaboration everyone wants every now and then. And I just like it because I feel like the X-Men and Teen Titans would make a great team together. Teen Titans, you know, you got some people with powers, some people like Robin, he doesn't have any powers, of course. And then you got the X-Men, which have psychic abilities or any other abilities and stuff. And I feel like that would be a pretty cool team up.
Well, you got a bunch of mutants working with a bunch of teenagers, so I guess if they can work together, it'd be a good.
I mean, most of those mutants are teenagers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I think we own this book, but I have not read it. But I've wanted to read it, and since you put it in your top 10, I may dig it out and read it myself.
Well, some extra info for this comic. It came out in 1982, and the cover was written by Walt Simonson.
Okay. All right, good deal. I like that number 5.
I could not find the month for this book. Note that. That's why I didn't say it.
Okay. Well, it's one of 12. I can tell you that much, but I don't know which one it is.
Oh, okay.
So my number 5 is actually a mini-series. It's a 4-part mini-series, Marvel versus DC, or DC versus Marvel, I guess whichever one you prefer. Came out as a 4-part mini-series from February through May 1996, and the writer was Ron Martz and Peter David, and with the art from Dan Jurgens and Claudio Castellina. This book was basically about two godlike brothers that ruled over the two universes, one over the DC universe and one over the Marvel universe. And they brought the two universes together to try to see which one was the strongest or had the strongest heroes. And features a lot of crazy fights in them that I won't give you the results to, but I'll give you some examples of some of the fights that you see in these. Aquaman versus Submariner, Flash versus Quicksilver, Thor versus Captain Marvel, Silver Surfer versus Green Lantern, Batman versus Captain America, Spider-Man versus Superboy, Superman versus the Hulk, Wolverine versus Lobo, Storm versus Wonder Woman. And that's not even all of them. I think there's 11 total fights. That's maybe 9 of them. But just a really cool mini-series that I have read, and it is pretty neat. And I would highly recommend, if you hadn't read it, go out and give it a shot. The books are actually very affordable.
Alright, my number 4 is an interesting one, in fact, and if you read Archie, you might know what I'm talking about. This is Punisher Meets Archie comic. It came out in June 1994, and the cover was written by John Buscema and Stan Goldberg.
Okay.
And I feel like this comic's interesting because this is an unlikely collaboration, in my opinion. I mean, it's a cool collaboration with a context behind it, but this collab was probably a very random one at the time, which Archie was probably getting popular back then. And
I've not ever read this book. Have you?
I've seen the lore behind it. I've never read it, but I know
if
that
it's considered like
I
a
know
comedy
that-
or if it's a serious book.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Because there are some serious Archie mags out now, you know.
Yeah, and I think Punisher was tricked into thinking Archie was a criminal who did a lot of crimes around the area by somebody,
Right.
and he goes hunting after him, and basically I think a little slash comedy slash serious kind of book. But I do like how this book basically collabs, like a random collab, but it's like something unlikely, and it's a pretty cool surprise element.
It almost seems like that would kind of be like a multiverse type deal where Punisher somehow winds up in Archie's universe. You would think it would be a separate universe or something. But there were some serious Archie books, even back in the day, back when I used to read Archie. Life with Archie always had serious stories in it, you know, whereas like just regular Archie was comedy and usually something going on with Jughead or Reggie or something like that. But I used to read Archie. I liked Archie. It was a good change of pace sometimes. And I've got a ton of Archie books right now in a collection that I need to get sold. But anyway, let's move on to my number 4, which is Spawn Batman by Frank Miller, art by Todd McFarlane. It's a one-shot book. It's published by Image. And it came out in the spring of 1994, and it's basically just, you know, Spawn and Batman are apparently from the same universe in this book. The way this book, and I don't know how you would rate these stories as Elseworld stories, or fictional, or I don't know. Some of them are rated as fictional. I mean, that's all fiction, but you can have fiction up on top of your fiction, I guess. But Spawn and Batman are in the same universe in this book, and they're working. They're actually hunting the same criminal, and without giving too much away to the book, they wind up working together. But it's a really cool story. Also has a second Spawn Batman story in it as well. Just a really good book. One of the first crossovers that I ever read, to be honest with you.
All right.
So what's your number 3 there?
My number 3 is, this is probably one you probably never heard of or don't get, because if you don't watch this, and you're not going to get it. Attack on Avengers comic. This is a collaboration between Attack on Titan, the anime, if you've never heard of it, and maybe we can get like a movie or a show screen right here, or Avengers. And this is basically just collabing like the Beast in Attack on Titan, if you've ever seen it, and having the Avengers fight them. And I haven't read the lore about this comic. I think this is a rare comic to find because even the cover does not really show that much on here. And I feel like it's just a really, really rare book to find if you have it. It's probably a very rare book. But this book it actually came out in November 2014 and was written by Gerardo Sandoval. But I meant to say the cover was written by Gerardo Sandoval. Yeah, Jerome, whatever.
He always says written.
But written's a word.
But he's drawing. He's the artist.
But anyway,
I'm just giving you a hard time.
But anyway, that's basically a collab with an anime and Avengers. But I feel like it's a cool collab.
I don't really know much about that book, but I've watched a couple episodes of Attack on Titan, and it's pretty cool. So.
I suggest watching it if you don't have anything else to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you can do yours now.
All right, number 3 for me is a actual DC special that came out in September of 1981, Batman versus the Hulk, with the writer of Lin Wein, art by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, published by DC. Pretty cool book.
Now this is a team up not a team up, but a fight that I wouldn't expect, because Batman and Hulk seems pretty one-sided.
Right. And without going too much into story detail, without spoiling anything, the Joker is involved in this book also. I'll tell you this much: Dr. Banner is working for Wayne Industries when this book begins, and he's trying to develop a new gamma gun, and he's hoping that it will cure his problem with the gamma rays causing him to turn into the Hulk, and that's kind of where the Batman Hulk meeting takes place because Banner is working for Wayne Industries. So I don't really want to go into too much detail because I don't really spoil the book for people, but give it a read. It's not bad, not too bad at all. It's my number 3.
My number 2 is going to be a great fight. I even suggested a long time ago these two should have a fight against each other because they're both similar to each other, and that is Galactus versus Darkseid the Hunger. That's what the comic is. And Darkseid versus Galactus is pretty, I mean, if you think about it, if you talk about Darkseid from the comics, he's a very powerful being if you've read the Darkseid comics. And then you got Galactus, the Eater of Worlds. And with the recent Fantastic Four movie coming out, you get a little more grasp on how powerful he is.
Yeah.
But I feel like this fight would be pretty even. But I don't know. If you know in the comments how this fight would come out, or if you've read the book, please tell us in the comments how it goes. But this fight is probably, in my opinion, going to be very evenly matched. What do you think?
You got two supreme beings like that. There's no telling who would win. That'd be a hard call.
But this book,
if you want to find out, I guess we can read the book, right?
Yeah, but this book came out in October 1995, and the cover was drawn.
Hey, you got it.
by John Byrne.
Okay. My number 2 is coming out in February of 1997, and it is Batman and Captain America. And I actually read this book. It's a really cool story. Read it a while back. It came out again in 1997, and it was written and drawn by the same John Byrne that you just mentioned. And what's cool about this book is this story takes place during World War II, so it's like a golden age story. It's like golden age Captain America and golden age Batman. And Bucky and Robin are there as well, and the Red Skull and the Joker are actually teaming up, and it's a really cool story. I highly recommend it. My number 2 on the list. I just think it's really well written. This is a very good book.
All right. Well, we'll get to my number 1, and my number 1 is Marvel Team Ups number 14, Volume 3, which is Spider-Man teams up with Invincible. Now, this book, well, in the anime, basically, or not in the anime, but in the animated movie or in the show, Mark is basically sent to Spider-Man's dimension by, I forgot what his name was. Whatever. But he was sent into another dimension where Spider-Man was, but due to copyright issues, they had to make Spider-Man a whole different character.
You know what's funny about that? You had told me, and this is even before I started watching Invincible, you had told me that Spider-Man and Invincible teamed up.
Yeah, they were supposed to.
And you say, I remember you telling me saying that it'll be interesting to see how they do it in the show when it comes to that part in the show. And we were watching it in the show, and I had forgot you even told me that. And all of a sudden, I see him in this other dimension, and he's with this guy that looks just like Spider-Man, only he's got a different outfit.
No, he's got different colors,
different colors on his outfit. And they don't ever call him Spider-Man.
And it was supposed to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But in Doc Ock, he was fighting Doc Ock, or what would have been Doc Ock, but it was a whole nother person.
Yeah.
But dude, that's because of the copyright. But I feel like this book would basically shown what it would have been, or what would have come to be. Yeah. But if you really want to know how that would have looked uncopyrighted, you could read that comic if you can find it. We have a copy of that comic.
Yeah. It's a cool comic. It really is. It's pretty expensive, especially since Invincible has took off. It seems like everything Invincible is just expensive.
And now it's also expensive considering the fact that Invincible or Robert Kirkman doesn't have like the rights to put Spider-Man into that show anymore. That's basically why it's rare.
Right.
Anyway, what's your number 1?
That was your number 1. I like that one. My number 1 is the classic very first crossover, which is Superman versus Spider-Man, what was dubbed the Battle of the Century. It's the first crossover book came out in March of 1976, well before your time. It was, basically the two most popular characters at that time in DC and in Marvel, although Batman at that time also was giving Superman a big push, and I believe since that time has probably passed Superman as DC's most popular character.
Which, yeah, I think so. But what I won't get about this fight is I feel like Superman's a way more powerful than Spider-Man. Let's be honest here.
Well, I mean, there are ways of winning fights with Superman. I think you probably pretty much have to have some kind of kryptonite or magic.
But if Spider-Man doesn't know that, then that fight's hopeless in my opinion.
If you want to find out, I guess just read the book. But this book was, again, written by Jerry Conway, classic writer, great artist work by Ross Andru, and also two great artists were very uncredited in this book, and that is Neil Adams, the great Neil Adams, whom we has famous for hundreds of great Batman covers and Superman covers. He had uncredited work on Superman, some of the Superman images in this book, and John Romita Sr. had uncredited work on some of the Marvel faces in this book. They were not given credit, but they did do artwork in this book. So that's just really cool.
That's a very big shame that they weren't given the credit they deserve.
Yeah. And the two villains, of course, in this book that are the two crossover villains is Lex Luthor, of course, for Superman, and Dr. Octopus for Batman are teaming up in this book. Spider-Man, I'm sorry. See, that's why you correct me, Willie Mo Brubaker. That's why we don't do edits on here. But we do have one edit in this one because my little boy got up a while ago and interrupted the video, so I had to stop it off. But that's okay. But that's going to do it for our top 10 for this week. Willie Mo, got any parting words or any comments on these crossover books? Do you suggest that we read all of these or just some of them?
Honestly, I suggest you read two of them, which is Spider-Man Invincible and one of yours, which is a Superman and Spider-Man one. I suggest reading both the number ones. They're number one on our list for a reason.
Well, I suggest reading all of mine because I don't put bad books in my top 5.
Let's be honest, they're a shadow of mine.
And there we go again with Willie Mo Lord, right?
Yep.
So anyway, appreciate you tuning in, and we're being silly tonight, but that's just kind of how we roll sometimes. Hey, if you like our content, give us a subscribe, hit the like button, and drop a comment. We love to hear from people, and we like to hear your opinion of what your top 5 or top 10 crossover books are. And you don't even have to put 10. If you like one or two that we didn't mention or left out, shoot them in the comments. Heck, it might be something I don't even know about. And we'll check it out for sure.
And hey, subscribe. It's free. And you can unsubscribe anytime if you want to, which I do not suggest.
Don't do that. Don't unsubscribe. Once you subscribe, stay subscribed.
Hey, it's free too. Why wouldn't you do it?
It's free. That's right. But anyway, August 1st starts on Friday. And that just means right around the corner, we're going to have another great comic giveaway. Number 5 so far. We just gave, we got Gets Lost in Comics' book sent out today. So hopefully he'll be getting it, and I hope he's pleased with it. Again, all you got to do is watch a certain video and comment on it, and we'll let you know when we start that. But anyway, to not make this too long of a video, let's get on out of here, Willie Mo. And how do we end all our videos?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. We'll see y'all next time, Saturday, with another Comic Haul video. See ya.
Goodbye.